1935.
Pause a moment for reflection. Dogma dictates that the director must not be credited. So let us begin again. Better, but Dogma also states that you cannot use any special effects or filters, so no superimposed titles.
Chicago, 1935.
And none of those smart aleck special effects, like painting that blood red, when everything else is in black and white. We're still blaspheming. Dogma forbids genre films, so no westerns, no science fiction, or in this case, no gangster films. Also, the films must take place here and now, so no pretending otherwise.
London, 2000.
Furthermore, you must not have any sounds that are recorded separately from the image. So banish your big orchestral soundtrack, your overdubbed gunshots, and your voiceover. The sounds must be real. And widescreen, that big cinematic experience, is also proscribed. Instead, Dogma filmmakers must use the squarer Academy ratio, like the early silent films and everyday television. On top of that, shooting must be done on 35mm film stock, a rule which we'll discover hasn't been that easy for the brethren to obey. Further stripping away the artifice, all those smooth tracking shots and steadying tripods, well, you can't have them either. Everything must be handheld. This further simplifies production, making it possible to film with fewer crew members and less equipment. Oh yes, Dogma demands there be no superficial action. So purge the story of weapons and murders. And all those pretentious, arty filmmakers can kiss their black and white goodbye. Dogma films are exclusively in color, and vital to the whole ethos of back-to-basics production. Special lighting is unacceptable. Natural lighting or lights found on location are all you've got to work with. And finally, absolutely no sets or props are permitted. So all filming is on location, and you use what you find there. Taken all together, these 10 rules can save directors from the vices and the tricks of the trade that they so often succumb to. They must redeem themselves by forcing the truth out of characters and settings at the cost of any good taste or aesthetic consideration.
The resulting films have a very distinct flavor.
The emotional life is very explosive in all of them, which I think is because you have nothing else to tell the story than the actors. You have nothing else to use when you want to express feelings. You don't have the music to make the crescendo. You have to make them faint or puke or fight, something to express whatever you want to get out.
We didn't expect anything when we sat down there in 1995. We wanted to do 4 films in another way. We wanted to have a brotherhood. It was a kind of protest against several things. But now when it suddenly became a wave, I don't know why it became a wave. Why should we sit there and being judges?
Estonia or some of these countries, they also suddenly can make films, you know, because if that's a film, you know, then we can make films too. I think that's great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, instead of thinking, oh, if it doesn't look like Star Wars, then we can't make a film, and then, you know, if that is the only thing that comes out of these rules, I think it's fantastic.
Currently, there are Dogma films planned in Denmark, Spain, Brazil, Italy, England, Korea, and just about everywhere else. So, has the movement been hijacked by producers keen to make a fast buck?
It is not meant to be another package, another low-budget package. It's meant to awake some directors and to encourage some directors and to challenge some directors and filmmakers. It was not the idea to make cheap film, but it's a Dogma film and it'll sell. I mean, that's nothing.
It's now a tag or a license that other people can pick up. I mean, I keep finding reviews of little films from around the world and Variety where it's either a Dogma film, you know, it's the first Albanian Dogma film or whatever, or someone has done a film Dogma style. And it's a term that's used so loosely. The danger is that it means nothing.
There's many sad things to say about Dogma right now. I mean, for me it's sad to hear that when they shoot Danish commercials, they want it Dogma-like. I mean, that's not the point. It's the point that people get angry and do something else, or they do this. The point is to reflect the movie business as it is, not to give it another color. The idea was to put a mirror in front of it and say, listen, we can do it another way as well.